Mr. Enriquez here. Kind of on Main Street, so sitting a little kind of thing out of the coffee shop. Anyway, one sec. I am doing the Droid Turbo 2 event, or summary on the Droid Turbo 2 event. No, I do not have a phone or Droid Turbo 2 or nor just whatever you want to say. Anyway, a Droid Max 2. So anyway, so I'm gonna just give you a brief summary of everything. So these are available today. Trade-in for a limited time for up to $300 off the Droid Turbo 2, and they'll accept phones with cracked screens for this one. Of course, this is Verizon, because Droid only works with Verizon. Anyway, Droid Turbo 2. Okay, and so I shall go to the Droid Max 2 first, because that's the lesser of the two devices in a sense. It's not the Droid Turbo 2 is the main, like, kind of flagship Droid in this one. So Droid Max 2 has a 3630 milliamp hour battery for a supposed 48 hours of use, 2 days. Anyway, a lot of vehicles going by, so just bear with me here. I'm doing it here because it's a nice place to kind of sit down and everything, and I didn't want to do it at the library, which is where I'm going to go right after this to upload this video. So anyway, Turbocharge, they're calling it, gives you 8 hours of battery life in just 15 minutes on the Droid Max 2. So that's pretty impressive if it gives you that much. Now, I'm not doubting them, because I've heard that the Droid, or not the Droid, but the Moto X Pure Edition, the one that you can get in the United States, you know, from Motor Maker and everything, not the style, which is what basically the Droid Max 2 is, except for it's not quite exactly the same. Anyway, so the way that you know, I've heard that it really low, you know, charges pretty fast. So it has a 5.5 inch full HD display. It has a micro SD card slot for up to 128 gigabytes of extra memory. So that's pretty nice, you know, when you can have 128 gigabytes extra. Since we don't have any 2 terabyte cards. Who am I talking about? I don't know. Anyway, it has interchangeable back covers for it, and flip covers that'll kind of remind me of like the Galaxy ones, except for a bigger square, not a rectangle. Well, a square is a rectangle, but anyway, like more of a square than a elongated rectangle type of thing. The Droid Max 2 will go on for $16 a month for, of course, 2 years. I don't know how much it'll be full on. Verizon did not say, but it's probably pretty expensive. Anyway, so that's the Droid Max 2. The Droid Turbo 2 has a shatter shield display, which consists of 5 layers. First layer is called, they're calling it, it's a rigid aluminum core, so it's aluminum kind of flat plating right there. And then the second layer is a flexible AMOLED display. It's plastic. It's a POLED, a P AMOLED, I guess, plastic AMOLED. Anyway, so what it'll do is it'll of course flex. It'll bend with whatever hits it and everything. But because it's an AMOLED, that means that the display itself and the screen is the same. So it's all right there. It releases its own pixels or its own light, all that stuff. So it doesn't need a kind of a backlight. It kind of makes it a little bit more flexible. Anyway, I'm sure that you guys know about that by now. And then the third layer is a dual touch layer, and they're saying it has redundancy. So what happens is basically if anything does crack that layer, it's twice it's twice the touch layer. So you should be able to be fine with that. Plus it has redundancy, so it should still work even if it's cracked. That's what I guess they're claiming. Which I've seen quite a few phones, work perfectly fine when they're cracked. But anyway, the fourth layer is an internal or interior lens, and that'll be I don't remember if that one was plastic or glass, but anyway, that's a see-through clear lens, right underneath the exterior lens, and so that gives it twice the strength. Then the exterior lens, which is the fifth one, is coated with a unique coating to combat scratches, and other damages as well. So you can customize it on MotorMaker. It's going to be the first Droid that you can customize on MotorMaker. It has a 3760 milliamp hour battery for a supposed 48 hours of use. They said the turbocharge on the Turbo 2 can give you up to 13 hours of power in just 15 minutes. So if that's true, that's pretty impressive. Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 processor and 5.4-inch Quad HD display. 21 megapixel camera on the back, and 5 megapixel wide angle front facing camera for your selfies and whatnots. Skype, and of course now Periscope, so things like that. And the Droid Turbo 2, you can get your Droid Turbo 2 refreshed once in the 2-year contract period. So during the first 2 years that you have it, if you want a different color or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. One sec. So yeah, so it's just, so if you get tired of it, you can replace it once for free. Also, it's guaranteed never to crack. So if it does, you can take it back and they have to replace it. It's guaranteed. So, and if they don't, you can sue them. But that's only if they don't. That's kind of weird. This town isn't really full of a bunch of, it's not like some other places that, you could just go, it's like, oh, it's got a camera, whatever. Anyway, he's talking into his phone. Really, who would do that? Anyway, so okay, so that is that for the Droid Turbo 2. The 32 gigabyte model is $26 a month, and the 64 gigabyte model with design refresh once, oh my gosh, is $30 a month. So yeah, and then they're still selling the Droid Turbo, the original Turbo, for $20 a month, 2 years. You know, and they're going to be selling that still for another 2 years, I guess. And that is those are the topics in the event. So that's all I have for that. The event was kind of short. It was like 20 minutes. And not only that, but yeah, I kind of was like, I don't know, hey, you guys are, I don't know, it's okay. It's okay, you know. Not everybody can be Apple or Google or, you know, and have this like crazy, you know, huge setup, you know. So, and anyway, which is kind of weird because you'd think that Verizon would be able to, and they probably are. They probably just didn't care, you know. So anyway, check it out. Well, I don't know. If you want, the guy, the CEO, I think he's the CEO. He's either the CEO or the president of Motorola. He, I think he's the CEO. But anyway, he dropped the Droid Turbo 2 just like, you know, from his head, from past his head, dropped it onto 2 concrete blocks, face down, like, you know, where the screen is down. Didn't even put a single scratch on the screen. So, and then he did it again. So it's kind of crazy. So yeah, if you really are interested in getting a really rugged phone, I'd probably recommend that as a break, you know, like one that you won't break that easily. I don't know about being really that water resistant. I think it still has the Motorola water resistant, you know, kind of coating inside the circuits, but, you know, on the circuits, probably not. They didn't say it was IP anything, you know. So yeah, I would not recommend swimming with it or anything like that. Even then, those waterproof ones and water resistant ones are really more for clean water, you know, not chlorine water, not salt water, not anything like that. Anyway, I was actually thinking about trying to get a Turbo 2 for someone I know, because this person doesn't. They work out in the drilling, the methane drill, well, the drilling business basically, and they don't really like glass screens because they, you know, crack and everything like that. And I was like, I want to see if this thing would hold up, you know, and if it doesn't, then it's not, you know, yeah, you can go for the guarantee, be like, no, you said this. Of course, if you drop a pipe, like I don't know if any of you have ever seen how big those pipes are, but drilling pipes, crazy big. I actually had the displeasure of getting one of my fingers crushed in between 2 of them one time. Luckily, it wasn't like when it dropped, it was when someone was like pulling over, but just that was like, ow. But anyway, so if you drop one of those onto it, I'll bet you the screen would still break. If only because that's not a normal thing, you know, that's not what's in their parameters. But, you know, if you're like, you know, you got it in the truck or something like that, or you have it just kind of like on your person in the yard or whatever. Anyway, wherever not the yard isn't like mowing yard, but like a yard for where you fix your trucks at and stuff like that. I'm sure you'd do fine. So anyway, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and just being yourself and becoming a patron with the link below. And I will talk to you guys later.